trading game is going to change, okay? Because we want to share with you one of the best trading strategy in our archives, okay? And this trading strategy is what a lot of people have been using. A lot of students have been using, and they have been recording success week in, week out, no doubt about that, okay? But before we proceed, I hope we all are with our jotter and pen. If you are with your pen and jotter, please type in two in the chat. If you are with your pen and jotter, please type in two in the chat. Type in two in the chat if you are with your pen and jotter. Okay, all right. Because we don't want you guys to come to our class without jotting down, because it is absolutely obvious that you have something to jot down, and whatever you are going to jot down is going to be of help to you, okay? But before we uh, dig into the whole process, okay, I would like to call our attention to 4 P's, okay? What I'm about to P's I'm about to share with you guys in my notepad, please. Okay, 4 P's. Number one P you need, number one P you need is process, okay? Process, okay? The number two P you need is practice, okay? The number three P's you need is patience, okay? And the number four P you need is profit, okay? Let me make you guys understand something very, very clearly. You see, to become successful and consistent in this business, you have to practice these 4 P's. You need to put these 4 P's into consideration, okay? And Forex, it's all about process. You need to follow a process, okay? You need to know how to repeat a process over and over again, okay? You have a process to follow, you have a trading condition to follow. That is your process. There are some certain things you need to do before you go into the market. Those are the process, okay? Once you know the process, you know what you have to do, you have to practice, okay? You must practice. For you to gain mastery in this business, it is a must for you to practice. Like I do tell all our students in the advanced training program, that you must practice. No matter what we teach you, if you do not practice it, if you do not put what we are teaching you into practice, everything is going to be zero, okay? For you to gain mastery, for you to be consistent in this business, you have to practice what you have learned, okay? That is one of the keys, okay? That is one of the keys to success in this business. You must practice, and after you have practiced, you must be patient, okay? Patient. Patient is one of the things that ruin a lot of people's account in this business. Trust me, I have been there, done that, okay? This is something I have passed through, okay? If you are not patient, it's going to be very, very hard for you to be profitable in this business. You have to be patient for a certain condition to be met. You have to be patient for market to get to where you really want to take either your buy or your sell. Okay, you have to be patient for market to give you your determined profit before you leave that particular trade. Okay, So you have to be patient. Once you know the process, you practice the process, then be patient with the process and practice. And after you're patient, automatically the fourth P is going to come, which is the profit. Profit is going to come. If you guys can hear me loud and clear, please type in one in the chat before we go into our main chat for the proper training program. If you can hear me loud and clear, please drop in one in the chat box. I want to be sure everybody can hear me and we are on the same page. Okay. Keep the numbers coming in. I want to be sure everybody can hear me. Okay, all right. Thank you so much, guys. You guys are awesome. I'm so happy to have you guys right here. So you need to learn these 4 P's. Please, we want to write this down in your you want to write it down in your paper. You want to write it down in your jotter, because these 4 P's is something that has been helping a lot of our students. Okay, so and yours is not going to be exception. So you have to know how to practice these 4 P's. They are going to help you a lot. So the purpose of uh, of this training today, like I said, is to show you one of the best strategies we are using. Okay, so you want to pay a lot of attention to this strategy. Okay, because after today's training, we are confident that your trading game is going to change. And one secret about forex business is that you want to stick to one strategy. Okay, you want to stick to one strategy. You don't want to start jumping all around. See, whatever I tell you or any of our educators tell you, believe it. It is what we have gone through. It is what we have passed through, and it is what we are experiencing. Okay, if we share anything with you, that is exactly the way it's working. We don't have any reason to hide anything from you guys, or to not to let you know what you need to know. Because this business, you are not my competitor. I am not your competitor. Okay, you make your money, I make my money. I don't disturb you, you don't disturb me. So that's one thing about this business. So we have no reason to hide anything from you guys, and that is the purpose of that is one of the purposes why we are here and we have the group. Okay, so let me share with you something before we go in. So I'll be sharing the parameters with you. Okay, the strategy I'm about to share with you is based on moving averages and RSI, and this strategy is what a lot of professionals are using. Okay, and is what a lot of newbies are using. So it is not complicated. It's very, very simple, easy to understand. And one thing we want to tell you is that it is not how complicated a strategy is before it can deliver. Okay, in fact, you don't even need something really, really complicated. We keep everything simple. Okay, and you want to keep it simple too. So you don't say, oh, this strategy is not complicated. It does not have 8 indicators. I don't have to go through rigorous process before I enter my trade. No, this strategy is not all about that. You just need to look for few conditions and follow the conditions promptly. Then it will deliver your profit. Okay. Now let me tell you that this strategy I'm about to share with you is just over 18 months old. Okay, it's over 18 months old. I've been using this strategy since almost this first quarter of last year of 2020. And ask any professional out there who you know that is he or she is profitable in this business. any strategy that can sustain you and give you your desired profit in 3 months and above is a very, very good strategy. Okay. So in the last 18 months that we have been using this strategy, we have optimized this strategy 3 times. Okay. Which means we have added a filter to it to make to give us more profit. As at the time this strategy was created, the winning rate of the strategy was about 58%. 58%. As at the time it was created, it was about 58% winning rate. Meaning, if you take 10 trades, you are likely to win 6 out of 10 or less than 6, but definitely above 50. Okay. So after 6 months, we did an we optimized the strategy, and the winning rate of the strategy increased from 58 to about 63%. Yes, from 58 to 63%. And today, like I said, we have done uh, three major updates and optimization on the strategy. And right as I'm talking to you now, I am confident, super confident to tell you that this strategy has the ability to deliver over 70%. Yes, this is absolutely, I have the track record for it. We have the record for everything. So it is something we have been using. We do not back test alone. We make sure we trade it for at least 3 months. Once we add anything to it, once we optimize it, we make sure we trade it for at least 3 months to confirm what we have back tested, just to be sure that it is accurate. What we have back tested, it is accurate, because the market tends to change every two months, 3 months. Market phase tend to change, and any strategy that can adapt to any market condition in 3 months is a very sustainable strategy, in as much as the strategy is giving you the winning rate. Okay, winning rate. So be confident that what I'm about to share with you is something that is going to be of great benefit to you and everybody out there who cares to learn this strategy. Okay, now I'll be going into my chart one after the other. Now, before I go into my chart, let me share the parameters with us right here. Let me share the parameters. We have the parameters. So you don't want to jump start. So we'll share, let me share the parameters with you. So if you can hear me, I want to be sure I am very, very audible. Please drop in 222 in the chat box. Drop in 222 in the chat box. I want to be sure I am very, 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 very audible. If you can hear me pretty loud and clear, drop into in the chat. Still waiting for other responses. Okay, great. Thank you so much. Clement, John Paul, Leaks, Sylvester, thank you so much. You guys are here. All right. So let me share let me share the trading condition with us. So we can send it to whoever cares, or we can put it on the group, so you don't need to just pay attention. So I hope you can see my notepad with the trading conditions, right? If you can see that, please put in 2 in the chat. You may want to take screenshots. If you can see that, put in 2 in the chat. Okay, like I said, this strategy is one of the super strategy. So we are working with 4 indicators. Okay, 4 indicators. Number 1 indicators we want to work with it is exponential moving average. So if you have been, now before I proceed, let me quickly pause us. If you have been trading before, please dropping 3 in the chart. If you have been trading before, dropping 3 in the chart. If you are still learning, dropping 5. If you have been trading before, dropping 3 in the chart. If you are still learning, dropping 5. If you have been trading, dropping 3. If you are still learning, dropping 5. Either you are trading demo, you are trading live, dropping 3. If you are still learning, dropping 5. So I want to be sure we are on the same page, and I want to be sure everybody can really understand. Okay, Mr. Jefta said typed in 5. He said he has not been trading. Mr. Clement as well. All right. Okay. Now this is what I'm going to advise Mr. Jefta and Mr. Clement is that you want to take your time to learn this business properly. I beseech you, if this is what you are going to give to yourself, please do it, because this is something you will really appreciate. And at the end of your learning process, you will thank yourself for giving yourself the business. Okay, very soon we will be having our foundational free foundational course. So during this foundational course, you can learn the basis. Okay, even if you learn our free foundational course, you'll be able to trade this strategy perfectly, because our foundational course has been redefined in the last less than 2 weeks now. We have redefined it, okay, to give newbies more knowledge and hands-on practical. Okay, so our next free foundational course will be a little bit optimized compared to what we have had in the past. Okay, so you want to take your time, just look for, we should have that sometimes before the middle of this month by his grace, because we already have everything scheduled. So you want to take your time, and after that we will be having intermediate and professional course. This is where you get to know a lot about trading. Okay, and uh, our current advanced trainee, they can testify to that. Okay, because we had those who have not even, who don't even know about trading before, who just heard about forex and don't know anything about trading, and today they are doing very well. So after we finish that we'll be proceeding to the apprenticeship program, which is the extra coaching after that. Okay, just to be sure that you learn it perfectly. So you want to take that advantage. So but for the sake of this training today, just be attentive and put what we are going to teach you, let it sink into yourself. Okay, because they are going to help you. So for those of us who have been trading, I want you to pay a lot of attention to this business. We never can tell. Okay, we never can tell, because this strategy is awesome. As we know now, back to our discussion. We want to use indicators. We are using 4 indicators. Okay, I I assume those of us who have been trading are familiar with indicators and how to use few of them, if not everything. Okay, so number one indicators we want to use is exponential moving average. Exponential moving average. Everybody type in EMA. Type in EMA. Exponential moving average. Just type in EMA. Everybody type in EMA in the chat box. Type in EMA in the chat, everybody. Okay, Mr. Jeff, Mr. John Paul, thank you so much. I love your seal. Okay, Mr. Clement. Okay, Mr. Sylvester, thank you so much for your message. Okay, all right. So the second indicators we'll be using is exponential moving average period 12. Okay, this is actually period 5. Okay, why this is period 12. Okay, and the third one we'll be using is period 20, exponential moving average period 20. Period 120, sorry, I beg your pardon. Period 120. We are using three exponential moving average. Period 5, period 12, period 120. The three of them are exponential moving average. Please don't mix it up with simple or linear or whatever. We are using EMA, exponential moving average. And the fourth indicator we'll be using is RSI. RSI, Relative Strength Index. Relative Strength Index. And we'll be using period 21. Okay, period 21. Just some seconds, guys. I'm so sorry, needed to correct something right in the room. So what am I saying? You want to use exponent RSI, the fourth indicator. So you want to use period 21 and level 50. We are going to practicalize this. Don't worry. So we want to be sure that is why we are here today. The reason why we use period 5, exponential period 5, 12, and 120 is just to have a good entry and something that would deliver, okay, because we back tested it, okay. And the reason why we use RSI period 21 is simply because uh, we back tested this also, and we see that this is what gives us a good result. We have back tested RSI period 14, we have back tested period 18, we have back tested period 20, and we finally resolved to use period 21 and level 50. Okay, that is that. Now, back to the trading condition. You want to, if you for you to take a buy trade. Now, listen to this. This is one of the crucial aspects. Okay, we are still going to go into our chart to put everything into practice, okay, because that is where you will have clear understanding and you will see for yourself if this strategy is delivering or not, okay. So because in this past week we were able to make some money through this strategy alone, although we have one of our strategy who didn't deliver during the week. I think that is due to US coming election or something. But this particular strategy saved us to recover some of our lost money. So I'm not saying this strategy is perfect. In fact, the strategy that gave us few loss during this period, during this last week, is even have a higher delivery rate than this one. I hope you get me clearly. The strategy that gave us few losses this week that we just ended, it has higher winning rates than this one. So sometimes a strategy will give you losing streak, and overall of it is that the strategy should give you what you want at the end of the month. So we are confident about what we are sharing with you. So the bank, Mr. Jefta, he said, what of color? Oh, this shows that you probably know what you're talking about, and that is very, very good. Don't worry, just stay with me. Stay with me. Don't rush. You want to make sure you get it right. Stay with me. We will go into our live chat and you will see you can pick any color you like, okay? So just stay with me, okay? So the buy trading condition, if you want to buy, you want to look for some set uh some conditions. You want to make sure some conditions are met before you take your buy, or before you take your sell. Number one condition for your buy is exponential moving average 120, which is the higher period of the three exponential moving average must be below candlesticks, okay, which means the 120 period exponential moving average must be below candlestick on H4. Okay, actually this strategy we are teaching you is based on H1. Okay, based on H1. I hope you are following. So if you want to take your trade on 1 hour, if you want to buy on 1 hour, the first thing you want to look for is to look for exponential moving average. Switch to 4 hours time frame. Is the exponential moving average below some set of candlestick? Okay, is your price line above the 120 moving average? If you can confirm that exponent 120 exponential moving average is below your candlestick on H4, which is 4 hours, then that is condition number one, if that is in place. But if your candlestick, if your exponential moving average on H4 is not below some set of candlestick, you want to ignore that market, okay? So you want to be sure your EMA 120 is below some set of candlestick on H4, because you want to take your trade on H1. Number two, that is condition number one. Condition number two, you switch back to H1, which is the time frame you want to trade on. Exponential moving average 120 must be below candlestick on H1, okay? And the 120 EMA must be sloping up, which means it must face up, okay? Exponential moving average 120 must be below candlestick on H1, and it must be sloping up on the same H1 as well. Okay. Number three condition you want to look for is that you want to look for RSI. If your RSI is above 50 line, okay. If your RSI is above 50 line, that is condition number three. Okay. Condition number four, you want to wait for EMA5 to cross from under to the upside, from below 120, from below 12 period moving average to the upside. The moment you see that EMA5 is crossing EMA12 from under the 12 EMA to the upside, then you should be ready to take your buy. And the moment it crosses and the candle closes, then you take your trade, which is condition number five. Okay, you take your trade. So that is your buy condition. I hope that is clear and understood. If that is clear, please type in clear. If it is not clear, type in unclear. We are going into our chart to demonstrate it. I want to make sure you understand everything perfectly without any mix-up. If it is clear, please type in clear. If my explanation is clear so far, type in clear. If it is unclear, type unclear. Mr. Clement says it's unclear. Okay, I think you haven't been trading before. If you have been trading, then you should understand this. Okay, it may appear unclear to you, but I want to assure you this is something you want to learn. Okay, with time it's going to be very, very clear to you. The Those who have probably been trading before can understand what I'm saying. This is a very simple strategy. There are a lot of strategy out there that are very, very complicated. Okay, you have to take in about a lot of rigorous process before you enter a trade, and at the end, nothing will show up. But this strategy is completely different. Okay, so just stay with me. Okay, now that is for uh buy condition. So for sell condition, remember this analysis we are giving right here, these parameters and conditions is based on H1. Okay, is based on H1, is based on H1. So for you to take trade on H1, you will use H4 as your filter. H4 as your filter. Filter means to be sure that that direction is a little bit clear. Okay, it's not that it will give you absolute confidence about the trade you want to take or about the strategy. No, the filter will just add is just an extra confirmation to the strategy. It's an extra confirmation that you are entering the trade at the right time, at the right place, at the right moment. Okay, so that is the work of filter. So this analysis, this trading condition is based on we are taking the trade on H1. So we are using H4 as our filter. Okay, so if you want to take this trade on 15 minutes, you will use H1 as your filter. I hope that is clear. And if you want to take your trade on H4, you will use daily as your filter. I hope you guys are following. If you want to take your trade on H1, as I have just explained, you use H4 as your filter time frame. If you want to take your trade on 15 minutes, you will use H1 as your filter time frame. And if you want to take your trade on H4, you will use daily as your filter time frame. So I hope that is clear. So let's go to sell conditions based on H1. Now, this is just the opposite side of buy. Okay, those who have been trading before, who have probably been trading using demo or live account can understand what I'm saying. So I'm going to go a little bit faster here because we still have something to cover up. I have to show you this live on the chat, what you have to look for exactly. So the trading condition for sell is exponential 120 exponential moving average must be above candlestick, okay, on H4. So if you want to take your trade on H4, you want to take a sell trade on H4, switch on on H1 rather. If you want to take your trade on H1, first thing you want to do is go to H4, okay? Because you want to take your sell trade, you will now look at the candles serving under H4. Do you have your 120 moving average line above the candles? If you have them above the candle, fine. That is your condition number one met. Okay. Condition number two, you will now go back to H1, which is the time frame you want to use to trade. Exactly. You go back to H1. Once you are on H1, what do you want to look out for? EMA 120, the same EMA 120 must be above candlestick on H1, okay, which means some set of candlesticks will be below while you are on H1. And at the same time, that EMA 120 must slope down. It must show to you as if it's going down. Okay, it must face down, slope down. Okay, so if that happens, that is your condition number two met. Condition number three, you want to check your RSI. Is your RSI below 50 line? If your RSI is below 50 line, that is condition number three. But if your RSI is not below 50 line yet, you want to wait until your RSI crosses 50 line down. Okay, Okay, so if it is not below 50 line, you want to wait. Your condition is not met yet. But if it is below 50 line, that is condition number 3. Condition number 4, EMA 5 just crossing EMA 12 from up down. Okay, which means is crossing the EMA 5 is crossing EMA 12 from up down like this, from up down. Okay, so if that happens, the moment it's crossing, you want to be ready to take your sell trade. So that is condition number 4. So the moment it crosses and the candle closes, you take your sell immediately, immediately, immediately. So those are the conditions. So for the take profits and stop loss, for buy, or let's say, okay, you for take profit, if you are buying, you want to use the next high as your next take profit. Okay, if you are buying, you want to use the next high as your take profit. But if you are selling, you want to use the last low as your take profit, or you can use risk reward ratio 1 to 5, 1 to 2, 1 to 3. So this strategy is capable of delivering ratio 1 to 5, 1 to 2, 1 to 4. Okay, so and one thing about this strategy is that you don't get into the into the sell or buy trade very late, because all indicators are lagging. That is really true. All indicators are lagging, which means prices, price are following indicators. Okay, price is following indicators. So the way we this strategy is cooked up, you do not enter very very late. Okay, so let's dive into our chart. So if what I've explained so far is clear, please uh smash in 555 in the chat. If that is clear and understood, please smash in 555 in the chat box. If it is clear, please put in 555 in the chat. If it is not clear, please smashing on clear. Smashing on clear. For those of us who have been trading before, if it is not clear, smashing on clear. Let us know what is not clear. Then we can quickly review it. No time, please. I'm waiting for others. I have 3 responses and we are 8 on the call. Okay. Okay, great. I think we are good to go. So I'll be sharing my chart with you right about now. Right about now. Let's dig into the chart properly. So you want to pay attention. So if you can see my chart right now, please drop into. If you can see my chart, drop into. You can see my chart quickly, guys. Quickly, no time. If you can see my chart, drop into. Okay, thank you so much, guys. I appreciate you and I celebrate you. And I'm double sure this strategy is capable of delivering ratio 1 to 5, 1 to 2. Okay. Okay. Sorry, guys. A call just came in, so I needed to put it off. All right. So now I hope you guys can see my screen right now. So I'm going to take everything off first. So then we start afresh. So you know what you got to look for. Now, fine. Look at it. This is my chart. This is my chart. I said we are using 4 indicators, okay? Number one indicators we want to use, who can tell me that, please? Somebody to tell me number one indicators listed. The first indicators we want to use. I just want to be sure you guys are following, please. You are the reason why we are here. Okay, thank you so much, Mr. John Paul. I celebrate you, my brother. All right. So how about others? Okay. So the first indicator we want to use is exponential moving average. So you want to bring in your EMAs one after the other. So let's click on this cross. For those of us who have been trading before, click on this cross. Once you click on it, look for go to trend, then look for moving average. Then you click it. Okay. You have this dialog box. As a matter of fact, you can see I have 5 in there already because that is what that is the period we normally use. So I'm going to put it to reset first. Okay. So for reset, this is what you are going to have. If you have not set in any moving average on your platform, okay. In fact, this strategy is very, very good for those of us that are on the go 24/7. Okay, it's very, very good. Okay, you can trade this strategy easily on the phone and on your computer. It's very, very easy to trade on the phone and on the computer. Okay, even for newbies, for newbies, intermediate or professional. So now the first moving average you want to bring out is period 5. So you can see period. The default period that you're going to have is what you are looking at. You're going to have period 14 as your default, but you don't need period 14. You want to use period 5. So you type in 5. Remember, we are bringing in the first moving average. So you want to put in period 5. Shift, you leave it at 0. Okay. MA method, you change to exponential. Okay. That is why we call it EMA, exponential moving average, EMA, okay? So you don't want to select simple, you don't want to select smoothed, you don't want to select linear weighted, okay? So you want to select exponential, and after that, you leave it to close, okay? So this color, like somebody have asked earlier on that, which color? The color determines, that is your choice, okay? That is your choice. So the colors, uh, you can choose any color you like, okay? You can choose any color. But for the sake of this training, let me choose black for period 5, okay? This is the thickness, okay? So you want to select if you want it break or you want to select trade line, then come here, the thickness, okay? So I'm going to select this second one for the thickness. Then right after that, I'm going to click OK. Now you can see I have my first EMA, okay, which is period 5 in black. So I want to do the same thing, go to the same thing, go to trend, click here, then click moving average, bring the same thing out. So you want to, the second moving average is 12. You want to put in 12, okay, 12. Then you leave the shift at 0. MA method, exponential, you leave it at close. So I'll be selecting blue for EMA 12, okay? I'll be selecting blue for the EMA 12. Now, then the thickness, so I'm going to select the second one as well. Then after that, click OK. Okay, that is that. Can you see right in front of you? We have 2 EMA running already. So we want to bring in the third exponential, which is period 120. Okay, if you guys are following, please type in 1. If you are following, type in 1. If you are following, please drop in 1 in the chat. Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Clement, Mr. John Paul, Mr. Sylvester, Leaks. Thank you, thank you. You guys you are celebrated. Believe me, after this training and you put all what we are teaching you, you put into practice, your trading game is going to change. Trust me for that. And I want to beseech us, any strategy you want to adopt, or you want to start using, you want to try and test that strategy for at least 1 week, if not 2 weeks. But we generally recommend test any strategy you want to or start using newly, test it for at least 2 weeks. So that will make you understand how the strategy works better. Okay, but minimum 1 week. Okay, so don't start using the strategy without testing it yourself. Okay, so that is that. So now the third indicator we want to bring out is the same EMA, but we want to bring period 120 this time. Period 120. Okay, period 120 shift, you leave it at 0. MA method exponential apply to close. Okay, but this one I want to select red. Okay, so I'm selecting different colors so as to differentiate. So I'm going to leave this as it is. So or change it to anything you like. So after that, you can see period 120 shift 0. MA method exponential apply to close. Okay, so sorry guys, once you have this on, you just want to click OK. Okay, so you can see right in front of you, we have the three EMAs. This red line is period 120. As you can see, as I'm pointing to it, the blue line is period 12, and the black line is period 5. So that is the three EMAs. So the last indicators we want to bring out is RSI. Okay, RSI. RSI. So RSI is an oscillator. So oscillator, the way oscillator works is like a pendulum. You know, when you have a pendulum in all this wall clock that holding this network, sorry, wall clock, all those holding this wall clock, that they will have pendulum that swings to left, swings to right, swings to left. So that is how oscillator moves. That is how RSI moves. So now, so we want to pick, you want to go to oscillator, then go to RSI, click it. You have this setting. So I'm going to put everything to reset first. So now this is what you're going to have once you bring out RSI. You are going to have period 14 as the default setting. Okay, as I've clicked reset. So you don't want to use period 14. Remember, we are using period 21. Don't forget period 21, and you apply to close. Okay, apply to close. Mr. John Paul, I can't understand. Please back. No, please make it clear. Okay, I should back RSI. Actually, uh, I'm going to share something important with you after this before we end this section. So you are going to have access to this video by His grace. But just for the sake of your question, let me go back. So you are the reason why we are here. So to bring out your RXI, go to the same place, click this cross icon. You have the drop down, go to oscillator. From oscillator, then you look for relative strength index. Relative strength index. I hope you can see relative strength index. Then click it. You can see this is what we have right in front of you. Once you click it, you have period 14 right there. So you want to change relative strength index parameters based on our based on the strategy parameters. Okay, so you want to use period 21. Period 21 apply to close. Okay, so this you can change to anything you like, and change to any color depending on your choice. What is really important here is this period 21. So you can change it to break or something, but I want to make this thicker. I want to select this second so that the line can be a little bit thicker. So once you have that, you want to go to level. Please pay attention right here. You want to go to levels. Remember, you have set the parameters first. Period 21, apply to close, select the color, anything you like. You leave fixed maximum the way it is. You don't change fixed minimum. You don't change this, leave them the way they are. Then go to levels. From level, you can see you can see what you will have once you come to level is you have 30 and 70. Okay, you have 30 and 70. Now, what do you want to do? You want to change this 30 to 50. You want to change this 70 to 50. How this is clear. You want to change both the 30 and 70 to 50 because you only need uh period sorry, you only need level 50. You only need level 50. You don't need 30 over, so you don't need 70, or you don't need 70 over bought, you don't need 30 over sold. Okay, so you want to change it to 50. Alternatively, you can come to this place, click add. Once you click add, you have another box, so you can type in 50 in there. You can type in 50 if you don't want to change the 30, the 70 and 30. Okay, I hope this is clear. So now, after that, you can change this to anything you like. So let me change this to black. So I can change this, so let me change this to straight line. I don't want it. Then change this. So can you see? Then after that, you click OK. I hope you guys can see. So if you are following me, please smash in one in the chat. If you are following, please smash in one in the chat. This is getting more and more interesting. And I'm double sure by the time I finish this training with you and you start putting this to practice in the next couple of weeks or thereabout, your trading game is going to change. If you are with me on the same page and you're following, please smash in one in the chat. Thank you so much, Mr. Clement. Lips, thank you. Mr. Sylvester, thank you. Mr. John Paul, I appreciate you guys. All right. All right, so let's keep moving. Now we want to start looking for our trading condition. Now, number one, you can see I'm on H1, okay? I want to take my trade on H1, okay? H1 is the time frame I want to use to trade. I hope this is clear, okay? Now, if I want to trade on H1, the first thing I want to do for me to trade on H1 is that I want to go to H4 first. What is H4 telling me? What is the market condition under H4, within H4 rather? Okay, now we can see right from here, we have some set of candle trading under this 120 moving average. Okay, remember we want to talk about 120 moving average first. Okay, that is our first condition. We want to look for the first condition. You can see right here that we already have some set of candles trading under 120 moving average. Okay, I hope this is clear. And you can see price is also below this 120 moving average under H4. So that is what you want to look out for you to take any trade on either buy or sell. But for the sake of this now, we are using sell as an example. So if you want to sell, the first thing you want to sell on H1. Remember, H1 is your trading time frame. So you come to H4. So you want to look for your first condition. Your first condition is do I have some candles under period 120? And as you can see, we have some set of candles trading under this moving average, which is period 120. So that this has confirmed to us that this market is on down. This is clear, okay? Even if you have the candles right here, where I'm putting my mouse, can you see? Even that is where the candles are. Is still under the 120 moving average. So you want to be sure you have at least 3 to 4 candles under the moving average on H4. Okay, so once you confirm that, we can see that for this sell condition, we have some set of candles under H4. So that is condition number 1 met for sell. Second condition, you go back to H4. Okay, Now let me mark this place. You can see where I'm marking right on H4. That is where we have some set of candles start dropping below H4. Okay, so I want to go to H1. Right, I'm on H1. You can see right from this line, that is where we started having some set of candles under H4, right? This line is telling us the area. Now, we want to look at period 120 again, which is this red line, period 120. What what does the condition tell us? The condition says for sell, EMA 120 must be, sorry, okay, EMA 120 must be above candlestick on H1 and it must be sloping down. Okay, EMA 120 must be above, as you can see right here. Let's assume all these candles have not formed. Okay, let's assume all these candles right from this right hand side have not formed. That is that understood? That is just for an example. So now you can see this EMA is also above the candlestick, and as you can see right from here, we already have it sloping down. Okay, sloping down means that market is dropping. Okay, if it slopes up, market is going up. As you can see right from here, it's sloping down already. Okay, so that is condition number 2. Condition number 3. Condition number 3, you want to look for your RSI. Okay, you can see right from this straight line, you can see RSI. This is the level 50. I hope you guys are following. Level 50. So right on the same line, you can see that RSI is below 50 line. Okay, I hope that is clear. So that is condition number 3. Condition number 3 met. RSI is below 50 line. Condition number 3 met. Now we want to look at the number 4. Okay, because it is after that condition number 4, that is where you want to enter your trade. Okay, now condition number 4, you want to wait. You can see we have period 12, which is this blue line, above period 5, which is this black line. Okay, so you want to wait for period 5 to go back up and cross down. Okay, and in some cases you may see period 5 already above period 12, like this. You may see it like this. Period 5 may already be above period 12. So you want to wait for period 5 to cross down, just like we have here. Can you see? Just like we have here. You want to wait for period 5 to cross down, not cross up. Okay, because we are selling. You want to wait for period 5 to either go up if it is not already above the period 12. But in this case, you can see period 5 is presently below period 12. So in this case, you want to wait for this period to go above and cross down. Okay, so you can see it came down, market came down and went back up. It went above that blue line, that is period 12. And what happened right after that? It crossed down again. So right after this cross, after the close of this candle, you take your trade. Okay, so you can see condition 3 met. So once you have this the period 5 crossing, then you should be ready to take your sell right here. So you can see right after this big red candle, that is where you take your sell. Okay, I hope that is understood. If that is understood, type in yes. If not, type in 0. If what I have explained is quite understood, please type in yes. If it is not, type in 0. If my explanation is clear, type in yes. If not, type in 0. Mr. Jefter says not clear. Okay, let's have other responses. Still waiting for other responses. If my explanation is clear enough, please type in yes. If not, type in 0. Okay. Still waiting for other responses. We have 7 people on the call. If my explanation is clear, please type in yes. If not, type in 0. Still waiting for other responses. I want to be sure we all are on the same page. I want to be sure you guys are following. If my explanation is clear and you're following, please type in yes. If not, drop in 0. Okay, all right. So that is that. Mr. Jefter, I'm going to bring it up just in a moment, right after this explanation. So you're going to tell us what is not clear so we can review it. Then it will be to the benefit of everybody on the call. Okay, so just get yourself prepared. I'm going to bring it up right away just in a moment. Just let me finish explaining this. Okay, so right, you can see this is where you want to take your trade right after the cross. You want to wait for this candle to finish closing. Okay, so don't make that mistake. Okay, we realize this is where a lot of our students tend to make some mistake. They wouldn't wait for this candle to finish closing. And you never know what markets will do. Market may uh, show that it's coming down, but start reversing up immediately. Okay, without this cross happening. So you want to wait for this cross to finish, this candle to finish forming. So right after this candle, you take your trade right where I'm having my horizontal line. So where do I put my stop loss? You put your stop loss right above this eye. Okay, so you can see by virtue of this trade, it has given us about 62, 65 pips. 65 pips. Can you see 65 pips? And we risk let's say we risk 50 pips. That is about over 1-to-1 risk reward. That is more than 1-to-1 risk reward. Okay, now you want to target at least minimum 1-to-1, 1 to 1.5. So we have some of our students that make their target 1-to-1, and after that they make their first TP 1-to-1, second TP 1-to-3, 1-to-2, depending on their choice. Okay, but you want to risk less than 1-to-1. You don't want to risk less than 1-to-1. Okay, so we normally advise our students to target at least 1-to-5. Okay, because that will cover up for some losses you may have. So now you can see this. How do you want to take once you take this trade, you have your target right below. Now take notes. This is another take home advantage in this strategy. Number one, you don't this strategy, you will not enter too late, unlike some other indicator strategy that market would have moved a lot before it gives you signal. But this strategy is exceptional, so it you won't enter too late. Now let's assume you have taken your trade right here. The moment you see the next cross back up, it means the signal has changed. Right here you can see, then you exit the trade. Either you are in profit or you are in loss. Exit the trade. Okay, so let's assume we exit the trade right here. Okay, right after the close of this red candle, you exit the trade right here. So it has, and you enter here, it has given, you have been able to bank in at least 20 pips. Okay, but if you have taken 1-to-1, then you have gone out of here in TP1 and wait for TP2 to keep running. Okay, so I hope this is clear. And as you can see, you have a cross here. Let's say this is not a signal that we will look for. Okay, let's scroll back to look for sell signal. So I just want to show you something that you know that this strategy is really powerful if you really understand it very well. And one disadvantage of this strategy, one of the disadvantages, let me put it that way, is that any moving average strategy they won't deliver during the arranging period. And as you can see, this area right here is considered a ranging period. Okay, is considered a ranging period. So that is why you want to be sure that your moving average is sloping down. If you are selling, it's sloping down, and you have the same signal on H4. Okay, and as a matter of fact, if you have entered this trade right here, because this is a cross right here, this one here is a cross. If you have entered the trade right here, it would have given you about 24 pips. So with that, you should have break even, which means you should have moved your stop loss to entry. Okay, so it should have given you at least 1 to 1 from here. You can see, but you want to stay away from a ranging market. So how do you identify the ranging market? It is when you see this 21 moving average and 5 period moving average. It is when you see them crossing up and down, up and down. You can see, right? You can see it. We have a cross, came down, went up, crossed down, went up, crossed down. So this is what you want to avoid. You want to see something like this in a buy trend, okay? But for this example, you are looking for a sell. So right, this is not a sell area because this is a buy signal, but we are looking for a sell. We are looking for a sell, right? You can see right around this place. This is a clear sell right here. You enter right here, but let's, for example, you didn't even take the trade. You did not take the trade right here based on this move. I hope this is clear. Let's assume you did not take this signal based on this ranging, because you never can tell if market will go back up, right? So let's assume you ignore this signal and you take your signal right here, because this is another cross right here. You take your signal right here, you enter right here, and you have your stop loss right above here. Okay, so you can see right after this, after you enter here, you can see it dishes out 40 almost 45 pips. It gave you 45 pips and you risk 25. That is far more than 1 to 1. Okay, that is more than 1 to 1.5. Okay, okay, but let's assume if you have taken your trade here, you took the risk, you enter the trade here based on this big slope, based on this big slope. Okay, in fact, there's a very good entry right here. You can see if you have taken this trade right here, you can see it gave you 74 pips. Then you risk about 35 to 77 pips. You can see if you have entered this cross here, you probably may lose few pips. Okay, because once you have the cross right here, you exceed the trade. Okay, so this may have probably, you may probably lose about 3 to 5 pips right here. Then you enter here and it cross up again right here, you lose about 3 to 5 pips, or you lose one risk, you lose 1%. Okay, you lose this trade. Let's assume you lose this one here. You enter here, it came back up, hit you out right here. So you enter here, let's say it's you out again, you have lost 2. So, and if you enter here, this one will produce all the profit you have lost, and it will even give you extra. Okay, I hope this is clear. If this is clear, if you are following, please type in follow. If you are following, please type in follow. If you are following, please type in follow. So another clear example right there, you can see this cross. You enter right here, gave you 120. Wow, this is whopping profit. 127 pips, and you have reached about 40 pips. That is about 1 to 3 risk reward ratio. Look at another one here. Look at another one here. You just reached like 30 pips. It gave you 112. You can see that is about 1 to 4 risk reward. But mind you, before you take any trade, you must confirm the trend line, the downtrend on H4 first. Okay, and as a matter of fact, we we advise you guys to take this strategy based minimum on H1. Okay, minimum on H1. But if you want to scalp, you can use 15 minutes. But minimum on H1, please. Okay, this is what we have tested and it gives us a good return. So, and if you want to trade on H4, good for you. It will even give you more stronger signal because the higher the time frame, the stronger the signal. I hope this is clear. If this is clear, please smash in 5 before we go into buy condition. So I'm going to move really fast now. I hope this is clear. So you want to do this in the opposite side to buy. So I've shown you a lot of signals for sell. So you want to buy, you want to use the opposite signal for buy. So Mr. Jefter, let me quickly bring you up in 1 minute. Just tell us what is not clear. Please unmute yourself, Mr. Jefter. How are you doing today, sir?
Yeah, I'm very excited to be part of this training. And this is my first time, though. I've been in the group for some time.
All right,
so,
sir.
But I'm so excited with the level of professionalism on this strategy.
Thank you so much, sir.
You're doing a good job, sir.
Thank you so much, sir.
May God continue to bless you. Okay, quickly, I am confused on the setup initially on
Yes,
the 5 EMA and the 12 EMA and the 120.
Yes,
But along the line, you start showing with your cursor on the different EMA. I now understood that the black line is the 5 EMA, right?
Exactly, sir.
Then the blue one is the 12.
Very correct, sir.
Okay, and let's say the red one
is 120. Are you there, sir? Hello, sir. Hello. Okay, I can't hear you. I believe he
the
has flagged.
120.
Oh yes, that is
I
period
wanted to
120.
know. Hello.
Go ahead, sir.
Hello, sir. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm with you.
Okay,
We are
please.
with you. Go ahead.
I have some basic knowledge, but I'm not yet profitable. But how do you know if it is trending?
Great. Is that your question, sir? I think his network is kind of fluctuating. Okay, but I have his question ready.
It's ranging because we cut off with the. Okay, can you get me, sir?
Yeah, I understand your question now. Now, number one thing you want to check, I'll give you 2 tips. Let me mute you. Number one thing you want to check, we said we have the filter time frame, which is the H4. Okay, so the H4 it's an is an extra confirmation to take you out of a bad market. Okay, and another thing is that no one can tell when market is going to range or when market is going to move. Okay, so that is why you want to be sure before you take any trade right here. Before you take any trade, you want to be sure this moving average is sloping down. You can see right from here, you have been selling, giving you good profit right here. You want to be sure it's sloping down. Okay, you want to be sure the moving average on H1 is sloping down. If it is going sideways like this, it's going sideways like this, you don't want to, you want to avoid that market. Okay, because this period 5 and period 12 will give you your entry signal. Okay, so if your 120 moving average is not facing down, you want to avoid that market. Or if you see this something like this right here, if the candles are not moving down like this one right here, I hope this is clear, Mr. Jefter. if the candles are not moving downward like this one, you want to avoid such market. You can see right, excuse me, you can see right from here to this place. You can see you have the candles moving side by side, side by side. So you want to stay away from this type of market, even if the 120 EMA is sloping down, because this is a pure price action level, which is this candle. This candle is indicating that although is below 120 period moving average, and moving 120 period moving average is sloping down. So you want to stay away from here. You want to see that the candles are sloping down like this, okay? So this one will filter you out from bad market. Although if you take a sell trade, you are the long run going to win, because you can see right after this cross here, market went down right here. Even if you have taken any trade, right, you lost one or two trade right here from here, and you enter another sale right here, you can see it gave you back the profit with as oh, look, it has taken me back. It has given you back the profit. So market has given you back the profit that's collected from you, okay, even with extra profit. So, but remember 4 P's. You need to be patient. You need to practice. You need to follow the process. Number one, practice it. Practice the process and be patient with what you have practiced, and the profits will come. That is just it. So no strategy is exceptional. You want to be patient with any strategy you are using. So that is that. So I hope this is clear. So let's quickly dive into sell, into buy rather. So I'm going to move quickly, because that is the opposite side of sell. So if you have clear understanding on the sell information, then you will be able to apply it in a clear form with the buy entry. Okay, so let's quickly look for buy entry. So let's take another let's take another. I want to look for a trade that's okay in this type of market. Now you can see you want to stay away from something like this, Mr. Jetta. So I hope everybody can learn something really good right here. You want to stay away from something like this. You can see period 120 is going sideways, and the candles are going up and down in between. So no clear direction right here. Okay. So as a matter of fact, you may have 3 trades on this strategy in a week, and those 3 trades will continue to give you good profit until the end of the week. Okay, if you have one trendy market in a week, you are okay with that. But the problem a lot of us have is that they want to enter every signal they see in the market. Trust me, I've been there, done that. All those things has happened to me. So I know the challenges a lot of us are facing as a newbie or intermediate trader. So you don't want to take a lot of trade. You want to take at least one, even two, three. That's it. You are done. Even one trade can give you 10% of your capital, 10% profits of your capital within a week. If you take 3 trades, if you are able to bank in 20% of your capital, even 10% of your capital, you have done well. You will agree with me that no bank can give you even 5% interest rate on your money within a week. No bank. So if you are able to make in 5%, appreciate what the market has given to you, because nobody on this planet Earth can tell you exactly what the market is going to do next. So let's move quickly fast. So let's look. I want to pick in another pair. I want to. This is actually for a sell, I think. Okay, you can see right here. This one is still ranging right here. So you want to, if you take a sell right here, at least that's giving you something. You take 25 pips, gave you 47 pips. That's massive. This one you enter after the close of this candle. It gave you 30 pips. Then you risk 25 pips. So you should have break even right here, which means you shouldn't lose right here. If market has given you 20 to 30 pips, move your stop loss to break even. So coming. Let me quickly check the chart. Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Jefta. So I'm going to move so fast with the because we still have a lecture by 8 o'clock. So and I need to have some rest before we kick off again. So I'm going to move quickly for that. I'm looking for a market that is moving down, no, up rather. I actually mix a lot of signals on this last week because I was busy with some family issue and all that, but no qualms. Of course, Mr. Sylvester, you check RSI on H1. I think I've mentioned that. So if you take any trade, once you see before you even see the cross on H5 and H12, you must see that RSI is below 50. If RSI is not below 50 and this one is crossing, if this one is crossing and RSI is not below 50, after this one finish crossing, you want to wait for RSI to cross below 50. Once you have the cross below 50, take your trade. Okay, let's for example right here, you can see you have the cross right here. But in most cases, if you already have the RSI trending below below 50 level, that is another good signal for you that market is going down. I hope that is clear, Mr. Sylvester. Thank you so much for your question. I hope that is clear. I hope that is clear. You check your RSI on H1. You only check uh 120 period on H4. You only check 120 period on H4. The rest confirmation, you check it on H1. If that is clear, please let me know in the chat. So let's look for, you can see this is another pure trade. Okay, this is not a good trade. I want to look for a clear buy signal. Can I take this? Let me, it is a good signal right here. Let's check on H4 first. On H4, you can see we have the moving average sloping up. Okay, you can see we have the moving average sloping up on H4 and the candles are already on H4. So it's telling us that confirmation number one met. So you go to H1. Okay, so if you guys can hear me, please drop in 3. If you can hear me, please drop in 3 in the chat. You can hear me, please drop in 3 in the chat. Okay, great. Thank you so much. Yeah, so you can see right from this area, we already have the candle. Let's pick it from here. We already have the candle solving uh above the 120 period right on H4. So right from here, you want to start looking for a buy. Even from here, you want to look for some buy right here, right here. But for educational purpose, let's look this one. So you now move to H1. Now from H1, you want to start looking for a buy. Let's move to where this one started from. So you can see right from here, you can see condition number 2 right here. You don't have a cross right here. You want to wait for this cross to come down. So this is where you have your first signal. From this first signal right here, which is this place, this is where you have your first signal after that red candle. So you can see from there, you can see your moving average is already sloping up, which is condition number 2 on H1. Your moving average is sloping up and the candles are already solving above the 120. Okay, and the 120 period is already sloping up, which indicates to you that market is buying. So right, you enter this trade right after here. Okay, you enter it right after here. Here you enter your trade. Okay, you enter a trade right here and you have your stop loss right below the low, okay, below the low. Actually, this is going to be a loss trade due to this. You agree with me that this may be for some news or market makers, okay? You may lose this trade. Reason is that, but I generally advise our students give at least 5 pips, 5 to 7 pips below the low. But even if you give 5 pips, you know GA, which is GBBAUD, moves a lot. So you can see this may probably eat you out, okay? But market went up in 50 pips even before uh, it went down. So you should have broke even right here with 50 pips. You have seen 50 pips and you risk 70 pips and you did not break even. So if you lose this kind of trade, then your money management is not sharpened enough. So now let's, for example, this is a loss trade. You enter another one right here, right? You enter another one right here, right here. You enter another one right here, okay? And you have your stop loss right below this place. Oops, sorry. You have your stop loss right below this place. So you may either exit the trade, okay? You may either exit the trade in small loss, probably in, you can see like 20-25 piece or something, but it did not come near to your stop loss, okay? Let's say you exit the trade here in small loss, okay? Let's say like 0.03%, you lost it here, you lost some pips here, and you enter the trade again for buy after this signal. You have your stop loss. This stop loss is even smaller. You have your stop loss right here. You enter the trade right after this one. You can see it gave you 192 pips, and you risk just 60 or 65 pips. It gave you 192. That is over 1 to 3. So you will agree with me that this profit right here has given you all the small loss, has recovered all the small loss you recorded here, and even gave you extra. You agree with me with that? Okay. So now this is another signal right above this candle. Right above this candle, you have your stop loss right here, which is too large, 100. Then market even move 100. You can see it gave you 1 to 1, 1 to 1. So that is how you trade it. Okay. But before you enter it right here, before you enter this trade right here, you must check. Can you see, as I mark this vertical line, you can see RSI is above 50. Okay. If RSI is still below 50 line, you don't want to take that trade, or you either wait until RSI crosses up. Okay. So I hope this is clear, and this information is crystal clear to us. If this is clear, please put in 555 in the chat. If this is clear, please put in 555 in the chat. RSI is relative strength index. Mr. Sylvester, RSI is relative strength index. I hope that is clear. So okay, so check RSI. You can see that is why you have the trending condition. So you can private chat me later on. This is going to be for the benefit of those who come on here. In fact, let me even send it to you, send the file to you. You can save it. Let me send it to you right on the chat. And if you don't have it, you can private chat me. So then I'm going to send it to you. So let me be sincere with you. One of the main challenges we have with this strategy, like all strategies have its challenges, and one of the main strategies we have with this strategy is that you may markets you would sometimes most of the times you will not know where the strategy where the crossover between 5.5 and period 12 is going to happen. That is one of the main challenges. So, and that may cause us, we may lose some good trade. Okay, it has happened to us. I'm telling you what is really happening to us. Trust me, trust me. So That's one of the main challenges. Even if you are monitoring a trade, you know that okay, this trade may cross any moment from now. Sometimes maybe within 30 minutes, you never for the benefit of, for the sake of those who cares, we have a system in place. We have a system in place. If you guys can hear me, please drop in two in the chat, please. I want to be sure you can hear me. G, right on this right on this call before you leave. Okay. Okay. So you can download that file, have it, then you'll be able to before we end this call, before we end the training. One of the only challenges we have is, we tend to miss a lot of good trades when we are not there. Okay, so since last year we have been working on that, and in the last few months we have come up with something really good. We have a system in place that will tell you through your mobile MT4 that there is a cross on a particular currency pair. Okay, you have that system in place. Once there is a cross between period 5 and period 10, you receive the signal right on your phone. So once you receive the signal, it is now your duty to check for all the signals before you enter the trade. So the system we have in place, we only tell you when there is a cross between period 5 and period 10. So for those of us who are, if you are interested, it is not compulsory. No. It is not compulsory. Just for those of us who are interested, and for those of us who are always busy. So you never know when the signal is going to happen. So once you have something like that in place, it's going to tell you immediately. Okay, once it tells you, you can see you may take the trade right after 5, 10, 15 minutes. So it does not really matter that you take the trade instantly, but you have to wait for the condition that okay, all the rest conditions are met. Then you take your trade, place your stop loss, and take profit, then close your MT4 and continue doing what you are doing. Okay, maybe after 2 hours you may come back and check, okay, what is the progress of this trade, then you do the needful. So that is that. So if anyone is interested, please kindly chat with at the Kingmaker on the group. Okay, chat with at the Kingmaker on the group is the admin. So what I also want to tell us is that this is another great information. We already have our YouTube channel. Okay, we already have our YouTube channel. Actually, we just created it. It's still very young, and we can promise you this YouTube channel is going to give you a lot of value. So we want to beseech us, uh during the course of this week we will be posting the group link on the chat. Please, let's be our brothers keepers. Let's show some love. uh let's let others know we have gained some value. Let's like our YouTube pages so you can go there and rewatch any lectures you have missed. Okay, but it is of good interest for you guys to be on live training so that you can be able to ask your questions and you will have it live ahead of those who will watch the recording. I hope that is clear to you, please. So be your brothers keepers. Chat. Let's like our YouTube page once we have the group link on the group chat. So please, let's be our brothers keepers and let us invite others. Let others know what we are really sharing with you. Let them know the value you are enjoying. Like I said, this market, there's no competition in this market. You are not competing with anybody and nobody is competing with you. So if you invite 100 people, they are going to make their money, you are going to make your money. So it has nothing to do with just show some love. But if you invite somebody and the person gets value, they are going to remind you forever for the good things you have shown to them. They are going to thank you forever. You are going to be their hero forever. Okay, so I hope that is clear. So if you all are with me, please smash in 111 in the chat box. If you all are following and you have gained some value tonight, please smash in 111 in the chat box. If you have gained some value, I want everybody to type in 111 in the chat. Okay, thank you so much. And one more thing, please, before we end the session, please let us share our experience on the group so that those who don't take it serious, we know that something really good is happening. So you may only be their helper through your message alone. So your message may save a lot of things in their life. Your message alone may change their life. Okay, if they see your comments, they may act based on your comments, and that comment alone is recorded somewhere in heaven that you are the one who change their life for good. So thank you so much for having me. If you care to chat and want to know more about the system we have in place that will give you signal, please chat with the Kingmaker, chat with the admin of the groups. Then we continue from there. And mind you, we still have a mind-blowing something to share with you based on this strategy. So the management has agreed that we will share that with those who have the system in place, those who subscribe to the system. Okay, because there are some opportunity you may see within a trend. Okay, there are some opportunity you will see within a trend. So this is part of the optimization we have done in the last 3 months. So thank you so much for having me tonight. I look forward to see more of you on the group. You guys are our hero. I really appreciate you and I celebrate everyone on the call tonight. So thank you so much for having me. My name remains Abolade Adekola, popularly known as the Kingmaker. So thank you so much for having me tonight. Stay blessed and see more of you on the group. And see you next week. Thank you, and good night.